Okay, so today I'm faced with a very entrepreneurial woman, and her name is Michelle. And Michelle, tell me about your business. Paano nagsimula ang business ng yung mango mo? How did you ever start?
Well, my husband and I actually started business in 2013 with a previous soft serve concept which had mango as a very small part of very wide menu. Siguro mga like 50 items on the menu. So Maxi Mango is a new brand that we released in 2017, focusing on just that one menu item, which we expanded into not just ice cream and mango, but with different toppings as well.
So pag sinabi mong you said you started with also like a soft serve, tapos nagkaroon ka ng change. What made you change that, the concept from the previous to what Maxi Mango is now?
The previous concept kasi had a very wide menu. So the biggest problem we had there was for first-time customers, we want them to try the best seller para they'll keep coming back. But it's hard for a customer to order the best seller because of the wide variety. So ang ginawa namin with Maxi Mango, we focused on just one. When we started, we only had 4 menu items, 2 of which were drinks and 2 were ice creams. So it wasn't hard for a person to immediately go for the best tasting one or for what we thought was the best on the menu. So it was easy for us to capitalize.
So in other words, you were trying to listen to the customers based on their needs actually. Parang ganon, di ba? So, okay, now that you are, you started in
For Maxi Mango,
Yeah.
2017.
2017. And now it's 2019 now. How many branches do you have?
Our first branch opened in 2018 September.
Okay.
So as of now, we have 38 branches.
Wow, ang bilis ng growth.
Yes.
Paano? Anong ginawa mo? What did you do?
We launched actually in December 2017. So for the first 8 months of that, we were all in Davao, just doing pop-ups, doing bazaars. We didn't move to Manila until August, and our first branch didn't open until a month later. The reason na mabilis yung growth namin is because as soon as we got to Manila, not even a month later, copycats started to emerge. We were able to count pa before 3, 4, and now we're at the point where we're not able to count anymore how many. So
And you were saying that like that day, how many did you count?
There were about 4 or 7.
4 or 7 now. It's
Now,
all over.
It's all over everywhere. There's
Everybody's
copycats.
doing mango.
Yes, they think kasi on the surface, soft serve looks like it's easy to do. But what people don't understand is that there's so much that goes into soft serve. That's not very easy.
Yeah, tama yun, no? I think people think, that's so easy. All you have to do is just get a soft serve machine, get a soft serve powder,
Yes.
get mango, and that's it, no?
Yes, but not all machines and not all powders are made equal.
So, kayong mag-asawa, are you really into this? I mean, are you hands-on?
Very hands-on. My husband
And you must love, I'm sure, you must love the product.
Yeah.
That's why you're so passionate about it.
We're very
diba?
confident and we believe in our product.
Okay. So, from there, now that you're looking at global, why global?
We recently got inquiries for Singapore and for Qatar, which is why we're starting to explore what extra work needs to go into global expansion. We don't want to make mistakes. We know that making mistakes are part of learning, but if we're able to avoid them through learning from seasoned entrepreneurs like you, then we will.
Okay. And are there fears?
Yes, definitely. The biggest fear I think is just dealing with non-Filipinos.
Okay.
Because you can't really read their personality. It's harder to be able to tell what they're thinking. Empathy is harder.
And ano mga countries that are you looking at right now? More or less you're dreaming of putting a flag of Maxi Mango.
My biggest goal, I think, would be to plant a flag in the United Kingdom. Purely because that's where our firstborn was born.
Oh.
So he's a British citizen, so is my husband. Though Filipino, pero British citizen. And we still have family there. So the United Kingdom would be...
So you're formerly an oil company?
Yes, we used to work as nurses in London.
Wow, what part of London?
I used to work in central London in Guy's and St. Thomas's Hospital. So that's really right next to the Thames River. My husband used to work, I think, somewhere called Zone 3. I forgot the name of the hospital.
Oh, by the
UCLA.
way, in my YouTube channel, I interviewed a former nurse in Southampton, James Wong. He might be watching. So his advocacy now is to help a lot of OFWs as well. Okay, so that is where you are now setting your flag there. What are you now looking at? How do you now prepare yourself from here? Paano mo piniprepare ngayon ang sarili mo aside from attending the seminar? What are your next steps? Have you discussed this with your husband? Are you looking now at creating your management or tightening your concept to become global?
Yeah, what we did actually was, I think at the very base of it, we're trying to teach our Philippine management staff, our back office staff to, they're already very independent, but we're trying to teach them to walk on their own. So that if we ever need to go abroad to make inquiries or to have meetings, that they will survive even without us. And what we did was also sort of amp up our premix for the Philippines.
Exactly.
For the Philippines kasi it's customized and exclusive just to us. But we made a localized taste that would appeal to the Asian market. So not as sweet as what Filipinos would like.
Or even the British.
Yes.
The British, ibang preference sila. So, but how do you think, like, okay, kunyari supply, now you're looking now at mango. We got the Philippine mango, but are you open to using other mangoes from other countries? Have you done that?
We did a taste test already of almost all the mangoes from all the countries that has mango.
Yeah, okay.
There's really a difference.
Okay.
So maybe if push comes to shove, if it's really, really needed, like if the country is very far away, and if that's the only thing that's available, we would only be willing to compromise for Thai mango, but for nothing else.
So you really consider the Philippines as the best mango?
Yes. We don't really see, it's really the best mango
Yeah.
based on our
True,
taste test.
true.
At saka Maxi Mango is from the Philippines. So we
Correct.
didn't really see the point of like, okay, I'm in the UK na, I'm expanding and it's a Philippine product and then biglang hindi Philippine mangoes. Parang it doesn't
So
make
there's
sense.
no authenticity.
Yeah.
So, okay, ganito na lang. What lessons can you give? Give me at least 3 lessons that you learned as your former OFW. You started as a business, entrepreneurship. What are the 3 things that you can share to people like watching right now? You can share right now the 3 important things in starting a business.
I think the very first thing that we learned as OFWs was, kasi when you're an OFW, you're an employee. When you come home and it's in your head that, oh, I'm going to have a business, you'll immediately think that I'm going to be the boss. So when we were bago uwi, we were really like, oh, I'm the boss. I'm not going to go inside the kiosk. You do what I tell you. So we had to learn the hard way na no, it's not like that. You really have to be hands-on. If you're going to be a leader, you have to lead by showing them, not by telling them. So that's the first and most important thing that we learned. The second thing is definitely compromise. My husband and I don't go 24 hours without yelling at each other.
Oh.
Yes, but that's something that we
Okay.
find good because it means, the term that my husband uses is that we're competitive. So he's competitive and I'm competitive, and the compromise that we always come up with is usually the best decision to go for. And the third is to just go on your instincts and be brave. It was such a risk for us to come home as OFWs.
How many years, by the way?
My husband was there for 8 years.
Ah,
I was in the UK for 3 years.
Wow, that's a long time. I mean, for your husband to give up, that must be a big decision.
Big risk to come home with just savings and starting a new business where
Was
we
it
didn't-
easy when you came home, by the way?
No, it wasn't.
How long did it take you to go up on your feet, when you came home?
A lot of people don't believe me when I say this, but it's really, really true, I swear. It came down to flipping a coin when we were in the UK. Are we going to go home or not? So heads or tails. And umuwi kami. So coming home was a big risk, and then it was another big risk to move from Davao to Manila, where we didn't know anybody here. We didn't have a place to stay. I had no connections with
But you're
friends
from
or
Davao.
mall managers. We're really from Davao.
Both your husband.
Yes, born
Okay.
and raised.
Born and raised in Davao. And you never had plans what you want to do
No, we did
when
it.
you went home.
Maxi Mango started December 2017. It lasted 8 months in Davao. Perfectly fine, no copycats, nothing. Everything was smooth. And then in August, our first copycat emerged in Manila. So we flew to Manila right away because we didn't want it to come out na kami yung copycat.
Correct. Okay.
So that was a big risk.
Wow. So yun. I mean, how do you feel now that you are an entrepreneur? Is it easy? Is it walking the park?
No.
Or is it something now that you have now this? How many outlets that you have? Do you feel you're now unstable or you're still on the competitive mode?
I'm definitely still on competitive mode. I'm not going to let my guard down. I'm not going to give the copycats even 1 inch to
Yeah, I know.
overtake.
I know.
Yes.
That's how an entrepreneur should behave. I mean, not to be sort of say, I'm okay, let them be, you know. But the thing is, you have to always be several steps ahead, right? But your brand, who's your market anyway? Hindi kayo magsawa ang mga tao. I mean, like for example, remember the shawarma? I don't know if you were around during the shawarma time. There's so many shawarma copycats.
Yeah.
So many hot pandesal before, remember? But sa'yo, how would you want to distinguish yourself from the copycats?
The thing with Maxi Mango or with mango fruit actually in general is it's one of the staples of Filipino culture. So like when you eat in expensive restaurants, fine dining or whatever, you're always going to crave lutong bahay.
Yes.
Parang ganun, and go home. Mango float is that to Filipinos. That's why we're very confident that we're able to sustain this product and just develop it with not just mango float but with different Filipino fruits and flavors as well.
But do you see the competitiveness of the source? The source where the mangoes are coming from.
Yes,
Do
definitely.
you now see the demand? Kasi remember I was talking to a friend of mine and ano may ito yung what's this mangosteen. Oh, you have so much mangosteen there, right? In Davao. And now he has a problem because a lot of mangosteens are pre-sold before they become a fruit actually because one company is buying it.
Yeah, the same with mango. Actually, we definitely noticed the surge in the price of mango from when we first started to now because right now Maxi Mango does consume about 1.5 to 2 tons per day, but that's just us. That's not counting the 20 copycats. So we don't know how much they consume. So I think the suppliers, the farmers, are seeing that there is this high demand for mangoes and they're capitalizing on that also.
So there
Luckily, it's still within our price range.
Well, yeah, but you have to really now do your pencil pushing and
Yes.
really do what ifs, you know, in case that the price goes up and all this. Plus, when you go abroad, I mean, imagine you bring the mango flag. Okay. So anyway, thank you very much, Mitch, and really all the best. I really wish you all the luck for the global expansion. And thank you for attending this global
Yes,
expansion.
I'm learning a lot here,
Yes,
so I love it.
Yes. Okay. Thank you. And again, you just heard from her being a Maxi Mango. It's not that easy, but it works well. Okay. Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. There you are. You saw the interview with Maxi Mango, Michelle, and being a former OFW and a nurse, now an entrepreneur, and yet one of the things that you now see is that she's very, very competitive. Competitive mode does not stop from just having X number of stores. Okay? And again, I will be interviewing more and more entrepreneurs, especially those who join the global expansion. Thank you. Bye-bye.